So right now we are trying to download DevTools. DevTools is trying to install a package that is hosted in a GitHub repository. Some of the computers identified this procedure as suspicious. So for those of you who had that issue, we need to download the version manually. I will show you how to do that in a minute. Right now we can see that it was downloaded and right now it's being installed. So the installation of CoLa took less than 1 minute and we can see that it's already done. If some of you have seen a message like this, error, downloading repository, definitely we need to use the manual solution. And for that, we need to do the following. So we need to go to the repository. Here is a link. And at that link, we need to go to the green button code, download zip. And then whenever we allocate that file, we need to install the package from a local file using this line of code. I will just replicate how that will look like in your computers. So again, let's go to the web page, and here in the code, we're going to download the package as a zip file. I will download in my downloads default folder. In RStudio, I'm going to paste this line of code should install it, but let's see where is the file located. So I'm waiting. It was 21 megabytes. And I need to extract the actual location of this file. So I can copy my path here and I will paste that in RStudio. So I need to replace this path with my actual location. So let's see that R help us to complement. So we need to use this slash, not backslash. And this file should be named CoLa main.zip. So for some of you which are not familiar with R, we can ask R to help us to complement that path. So we'll quit that path here, and I will paste it outside and try to build that by our own. So we need to use either single quotes or double quotes, or we start with double quotes. So we can start building the path at our own. So the root of this system is C, and then I hit the bottom tab, and R will auto complement or provide me the options. Other option might be maybe control space. Yeah, with control space, they show me the options. So I know that this file is in my downloaded users folder. So I know the path is users, control space, Gonza is my name, my user. I know this is going to be in downloads, and here in downloads, CoLa, zip, so our cell auto complement. This is my user, Gonza, but remember that this user, if you have like a Gonzalez, my name, Ivan, with a space, that will be a problem. So that's a solution that we need to sort out, and is in the known issues. So right now, my user is Gonza, and here I can try to run install packages, and because the package is already installed, is not doing anything. But that's the way that you can install your package manually. The other solution is try to run this function in a network or with a computer that have the permissions. Some of networks don't allow you to do that, so try to use your office or home network to install this procedure. But if you repeat that, even in my computers at home with all the permissions, sometimes the internet is quite sensible. So I got this error. I was able to reproduce that error in my own computer, even when I have all the permissions. So just try again and try again until you got it. If definitely after 5, 10 tries is not possible, probably you should change your Wi-Fi, connect to another Wi-Fi. Now, we already have CoLa installed in your computer. It's very small, it's 45 megabytes, but we need to CoLa allow us to install all the dependencies, all the dependencies. So for that, we have two options. The first one is using setup CoLa equal true, force true. If we want to be asked some stuff first, or false, don't ask anything and just install. And if we want to install the DSS at the same time. So this option here should be the very first, like a one line of code instruction to install all the software. So it should look like this. And this option will not ask us for everything and will install the backend and the front end. The second option is install everything by steps. So we will use that approach here. So you need aware that we will be asked, if you use this option B, we will ask for two questions. So the first question will be, oh, sorry, I forgot to load CoLa. Here in the instructions say we need to load CoLa. So let's load CoLa first. We load CoLa and I will use the option B. Two lines of code different. So the first one is, do we want to install the reticulate package? We need to say yes. Reticulate will broke if we have a space in our user. So we need to change our user. That's something that we can check in the known issues. For example, here we can go to the known issues page. We'll open a new one. In the meantime, there's another question that is, do we want to install Miniconda? We have to say yes. So in the case that we have a space, let's say space, we have your installing Miniconda path contains spaces, and this will be the error that we will see. So for doing that, for solving that, we can create a folder, something like C temp R, and then type library reticulate and run Miniconda with this line of code. So this is a solution for, this is not happening actually right now, but that's how you should solve it. So this space username space problem. So you face that problem, you should fix it by that. You need to create this path manually, install Miniconda, and then change the conditions to that. That will be one of the solutions. Now, if you have another kind of errors, feel free to check here. At this point, installing CoLa, Reticulate, or Miniconda, that's the step that we have covered so far. You may have here some of the potential issues. So when we are trying to install the package, we have these credentials. So the solution might be installing a new R version. There's some resources for that. We have another error that's a error, there's no package called DevTools. We should run again DevTools as a solution, and so on. So please take a look on the issues that you may face here, and we have the solutions. Now let's go back to RStudio to check the dependencies. Okay, now it's still working because we are installing a heavy file. Now it seems like we have already installed Miniconda, and we are installing the base environment. I will stop the video and wait until this procedure is done. We have another message that is installing the Conda CoLa environment, and we will say yes. So here in the console, we have seen that there's a couple steps that are going on. So it should be like a 5 or 6 steps. So the first one is installing and checking reticular R package. And we see that there's a message that is going on. Now we have step number 2 in the middle of the console is installing and checking Miniconda. Is the one that will happen already. Now the one that just finishes the step number 2, and they ask a new question, step number 3, and is installing the Conda environment. So we're installing a Miniconda environment called CoLa with all the dependencies. And now that process might take a little bit longer. So in the meantime, I want to show you and this figure here shows the installation process. Let me make a little bit of zoom here. So what we have done so far is installing the R package CoLa using DevTools. And once the R package CoLa is in the computer, let's say that's a box, we need to use setup CoLa as the step that we're doing right now. And with setup CoLa, we are opening the box thanks to Reticulate, another R package, and creating the CoLa environment and installing all their dependencies. So when this step finish, we're going to have the number 4, step number 4, that is installing all the dependencies, the little list of elements that are here. Those are like the libraries, but equivalent to Python. And we are going to check that Python can communicate with R. That's the final step of the CoLa setup. At that point, we should be able to run CoLa functions that run in Python using R functions. And the final extra step is installing the graphical user interface. And for that, we're going to use a different function. That will be the second line of code in this approach that is in the top. And as you might remember, and I will jump here, the first line of code installs the backend, and the second line of code installs the front end. But if you use the first option, maybe you will not see any of those. You will not see the messages or the questions that you need to say yes, and you will install everything at the very same step here. So let's check how. Now we cover the steps number. We're on the step number 3, and we're installing the environment. Sorry, this should be the dependencies.